Hey, sixth graders. So today for math, you're going to start off on your own with a little investigation. We are going to be talking about equal ratios today, and kind of our segue into that is you're going to be talking about similar rectangles, okay? And so we're going to take a look at that. So in your home link and lesson pages packet, I would like you to turn over to, I got these blank pieces of paper in here that are surrounding these rectangles, okay? So you are going to take this page that says comparing rectangles right out of your home link packet, and the first thing you're going to do is cut them apart, okay? So cut on the dotted lines and cut those all apart. So you're going to have to do that in a minute. If you want to pause and go ahead and do that and then work with me, you can. I have mine cut out so that I can make this video not quite so long. So take those, cut them out. So let's imagine you did that. And so here are all of my rectangles, okay? So your job, once you have these all cut out, is to start to look for groups of shapes that look similar. Now in math, similar is a term that is very specific. Similar means that they are the same shape, but a different size. So if I look at, let's see, I'm going to go with H. I'm sorting here from an H, B, and D. Okay, if you look at those three, to my eye, those three look like squares. And I'm thinking that they are all squares. And so I think these three shapes are similar. Same shape, but different sizes. So I'm going to kind of group those together in a set of three. So you're then going to start to look at these others and see what else you can group to make a group of three that looks similar. Now some of these look really long and skinny, right? So they might go together. The rest of these look kind of, those two don't look at these two. A and L are both rectangles, but they don't really look like they have the same proportion. This one looks chunkier, and this one looks a little longer, skinnier. It doesn't look long and skinny like that, though. So I don't think those two are similar. So let's hit this one, A and C. Do those two kind of look similar? They kind of do. So do you see the kind of thinking I'm doing? So you're going to sort these rectangles into four groups. And you're going to end up with four groups that have three shapes inside that to your eye look similar. And then here's what you're going to do. So I'm going to kind of overlay this on here for a second. You need your math journal once you do that sorting, and you need your shapes. So I am going to, let's lay this here. So here is H, D, and B. These are the three that I said to my eye look like squares. So this is page 92 of your math journal. And notice we're on lesson 211 today. And it says sort the rectangles into groups of rectangles that look similar. Measure the sides of the rectangles to the nearest centimeter. All right, so we're going to need our ruler. Should have grabbed mine before I started the video, right? So we're going to measure these. I'm going to have to go run and get one. And we're going to list the measurements here. Okay, so let me grab my ruler. And it wants us to measure using the nearest centimeter. So my first group are going to be these rectangles. And so I have rectangle H, B, and D. So let's look at H. So H to the nearest centimeter, if I'm looking at that, it's a little bigger than 4, but we're just going to the nearest centimeter. So the width to me looks like 4. And then the height also to the nearest looks like about 4. And so the ratio of width to height is kind of 4 to 4. Okay, now I'm going to check B. And B's width to me looks like it's about 2.5. But so that would be probably 2 or 3. And if I do the height, It's also 2.5. I'm going to go ahead and call B 2.5 by 2.5 because to me that is a little more accurate, right? And then let's look at D. D looks like about 1.5 on its width and about 1.5. And again, I could have rounded that, but I'm just going to call it 1.5. So if you look at this, squares are supposed to have the width and height the same, right? And those all do. So I do think all of those were similar rectangles. They all were squares. So you're going to repeat this with your squares for group 2, 3, and 4. So you should have 3 more sets of rectangles. You're going to label the letters. You're going to measure. And then you're going to see if your ratios look similar. Once you do that, you can start to answer questions 1, 2, and 3. Okay, on page 93. So that is what I'm going to have you do today on your own. So page 92 and 93 is your to-do list. And you are working with these similar rectangles. And when we get together at 9 o'clock, we'll see if my measurements match your measurements and if we can see the common ratios of width to height with each group. Okay? All right. Good luck. Let me know if you have questions.